The opinions expressed in this show are the views of the host and not necessarily that of WTRW, 94.3 The Talker, or the Bold Gold Media Group.
The following presentation is paid for by Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, who is solely responsible for its content. Portions transcribed.
All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
This is the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. Good morning. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker in with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor. Good morning.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
I'm doing very well also.
Good. We have with us Kevin Conti, owner of Bella Systems PA. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Great. Thanks for being here with us.
Of course.
We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we review many real estate topics. We have a full-time real estate office with many relentless realtors who've been guiding, assisting, and advising clients in real estate matters for over 50 years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you go to jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab and see what's going on at Dunmore Corners. Get a live view of the corners 24/7. You never know what you're going to see.
You never know. Look us up on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. View our listings. Search the MLS listings by listening to archive radio shows by going to jruddy.com. That's jruddy.com, and that's mobile friendly. Also, we have all the popular podcast apps that we feature this radio show on. Okay, someone's being silly. Who would that be?
No, not me.
All right. Kevin Conti, owner of Bella Systems PA. Who are you and what do you do?
Well, we do custom storage solutions. Everything from as simple as a coat closet with a rod and some shelves to a big fancy walk-in closet with lighting, crown molding, trim, islands, and more.
Uh-huh. So you do homes? Do you do office space or home offices?
We do home offices as well, yes.
Okay, and you do garage space?
Correct.
All right. We touched on all of those last week, and we were talking about people that, buyers want storage and closet space in the homes that they choose these days. It's very important to them. We talked about, you go from basic to luxury and everything in between. You fit different budgets. And are there certain trends in custom closet design these days?
It's so specific to, preference that it's really hard to say when, there's specific trends and whatnot. It's really built around what you have, what you're going to be storing, and, what you're going to use it for. Some people with bigger closets, what's becoming a bigger trend is, they're putting islands in there. So, a bunch of drawers, jewelry trays in it. You'll have hamper baskets. You'll have a beautiful countertop. You could go as far as, a thermofoil to granite, quartz, whatever you'd like to put on top. And then it becomes, a nice showpiece at that point.
In the closet?
Yep. Yeah. If you have the space, you can. We've done some recently where they have islands with, 15, 20 drawers in them, and they fill them.
That's probably larger than a lot of people's bedrooms in other homes.
Yes.
Yeah,
some of these closets can be 20 by 30, 20 by 40.
Yeah.
On average, most of them are 6 by 8, maybe 8 by 10.
But the ones with the islands have to have the.
Yeah. If you have an island, you need to be at least a minimum, 8 by 10, 10 by 10,
sure.
Because you need to be able to fit the space and be able to walk through and all that stuff.
So there's a lot of people that have homes that have bedrooms that they don't use. So they like to have the functionality of maybe like a den, office area, and then if somebody comes in from out of town, maybe a spare bedroom. So do you do a lot of properties with Murphy beds?
We do. So that's becomes a bigger thing. It's usually older couples who, they've downgraded from, a bigger house. They've gone into a condo or a townhouse, and they have maybe 2-3 bedrooms. Maybe they only have 2, and they still need a home office. They need a spare bedroom. So we actually have Murphy beds where, Murphy bed, it comes down off the wall. It's built into the wall, but it'll also have a desk in it. So you can have shelving on the side with your file cabinet drawers on the sides as well. You can make maybe make one side file cabinets, the other side just regular drawers. you'll have your desk, and then when it folds down, you have your bed. We also have varieties where, it's just a Murphy bed, where it's just, a cabinet in a sense. We also have ones where you pull it down, it's a couch. So it's a couch when it's up, it's a bed when it's down. So, you can have multifunctional out of it. So
good.
So for the Murphy bed, do you need an 8-foot ceiling, right, in each room?
It's preferable. Realistically, if I remember correctly, up top of my head, the cabinet's about 89 inches tall. So you don't need 8 feet, but you should really have roughly that space. So it's roughly about 7.5 feet tall by 16 feet deep is the minimum you really want to be in depth to, you got to hold a bed.
Yeah, those are always thought those were kind of cool looking, the Murphy beds.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, right. If you lived in the city or something,
sure.
or if
that's
you
where
live in
most
a condo,
people do it.
right?
Yeah, most people do it when they, it's tight spaced. It's more, city areas that people do it. But you do every once in a while. We'll go to a house where they'll have, let's just say they have a spare pool house. Let's just call it where.
I have a spare pool house.
Some people do. They have a spare pool house. But they'll have a room there. So it's like, all right, that's where the kids want to stay. So it's like, it's great for the kids where they just make it a hangout and then they pull the bed down. I mean, it's really more ideal for people that don't have tons and tons of space. I mean, granted, most people with pool houses have more than enough space, but, it does happen.
No, that's a good idea.
Are there popular materials and finishes that clients are requesting?
As far as we have different colors. We have about 20 different colors we do. But when it comes to stuff like that, we have 5-piece draw fronts and other things in that variety. Same thing. It's really preference. Like if you're not trying to build a showpiece, I'm usually one of those people. I'm not going to tell you to go all out because you're not going to see it. But if you're building something that like this is your dream, you want everyone to come in and see all your clothes, then yeah, you can go all out. You can do your lighting, your like I said, your sand and shoe shelves, all this other extravagant stuff. But if you're not going crazy, I always try to keep it to a minimum. That way it stays within a budget. Once you start going crazy with finishes, with colors, soft close draws, all this extra stuff, that's where, things will start to bump up and people will be like, well, it went from X to X. It's like, well, X to X makes a difference sometimes. It's like buying a car when you go from, cloth seats to leather heated seats, same function in a sense, but it's going to cost you a bit more.
Right.
You know what I see mostly in closets when I go into houses? Shelving on the floor, that cheap racks shelving that is in a pile in the corner. It looks like somebody tried to do it, and then there's a hole in the wall from where it was ripped out.
A lot of people will start going on Amazon because, they'll get pricing around, and I understand, and they'll start looking, I could do it cheaper. They start looking at Amazon, Wayfair, and like, oh, look, this dresser on Wayfair is $300-400, and then they put it together, and then the wind blows, and then it falls over. So, it's a quality thing in a sense. Like, if, we're warranted for life. It's going to last. You're not going to have to worry about something falling apart on you when you put your clothes in it. As opposed to, some people, they want to try to save money, and I completely understand. But you can't get upset when you buy something and then 2 weeks later you have to buy it again.
That's the crash in the middle of the night that we hear in the closet.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the crash when you hear all your valuable stuff that you thought was going to be held up by $20 Wayfair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So could you share some tips for maximizing storage in small spaces, awkward layouts, or older homes?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of people have storage issues, especially in older homes.
And funky spaces, too. How many times you run into a funky space?
You'd be surprised.
I'm sure that you have some custom solutions to address them.
It's really, sometimes you'll have an awkward space and they'll put just a bar running across it. But it's a matter of, it's just knowing how to design it in a sense at this point. You come in, you have to see where you can make the most of the space. You got to use your height. You got to use your layout correctly. Now, when you walk into your closet, you don't walk into a shelf. So, that's a big thing that I see at a lot of closets when I'll go to is they'll try to maximize the space with the wire shelving, which you can only do so much with. And the average shirt hangs around 20 to 22 inches off a wall. When you hang it on a 12-inch deep wire shelf or any shelf, you have about 20 to 22 inches where it hangs off the wall. So if you're putting it right to where your door frame is and your door frame, say 32 inches, you're squeezing to get into your closet. So there's certain things to look for where you have to maximize your height and every angle you can. So, you can't just throw things anywhere in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about mudrooms? When that point of entry, whether it be the front, side, back of the house, what do you do there?
When it comes to mudrooms, sometimes what you do is, depending on the space you're working with, you'll have, some cubbies. Then you can have some cleats on the walls to hang stuff, as well as cabinets. When you have mudrooms, what's nice to have is to have a bench. We'll build a custom bench so you can have shoes on the bottom of it with a couple shelves. And on top of that, we'll put some storage so you can hang your coats and all that other stuff. And if you don't want to see it, we can put doors over it. So now you walk in, you have, a nice place to sit down, take off your shoes, store your shoes, hang your jacket. Then it's the same thing. It just depends how crazy you want to go. Where we've done houses where their mudrooms are 10 feet by 20 feet long, and they'll have a whole cabinetry set up for tons of shoes, beautiful, wardrobes to put coats in and store, skis, snowboards, whatever they want to put in there. That it's really just a space issue what you're dealing with. I mean, you work with the space you have, and you try to make the most of it. I mean, you can only do so much though if you have 100 pairs of shoes and a 3 by 5 foot space. But you do what you can. That's when you start trying to take advantage of height.
You know what I saw on some of the videos that pop up underneath the staircase. I saw these systems where they take them and they have these drawers that they put in. The drawer will be the depth of the stair. So some of these, do you guys do that?
Yeah,
too?
we could do stuff. We can fit it into pretty much any space.
Because a lot of that space under the stairs, it's dead wasted space. I mean, if you could put a sliding drawer or something for the hundreds of pairs of shoes that someone might have.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a lot with it because you could do, depending on the height where you are coming up the stairs, you could put on the section of where you have a lower ceiling, you could do a bunch of different shoe cubbies, and then you come into a point where you have hanging for your coats and stuff. So it's really just how you want to optimize the space at that point.
So you could do the drawers, and you would look at the side, and they wouldn't even look like drawers.
We can make them into drawers. Yeah, it's really whatever you want to put in there. I mean, we could design all different things.
I guess you'd have to go to on your Facebook page. That's
you can check on Facebook on our website at bellasystems.com, and you can see all different designs that we've done over the years.
Because it's kind of difficult to describe.
It's a niche. It's hard. It's hard to describe sometimes because everything's so specific to its own space. Everyone has their own idea. I could tell you one thing, you'd have no idea what I'm talking about because you're thinking about something else, which isn't a bad thing. It's just everyone has their own idea of how they want their space to look. So, which is nice with our program where we come in and you have a visual. It's a 3D program. I put the space into the program. I put the closet system or storage system, whatever we're putting in there, and you're able to actually look at it and view what it's going to look like.
Very good.
Yeah, buyers perceive custom systems as adding value and convenience, and well-designed storage is very good at presenting homes in the best light. So always a good thing. With us today, Kevin Conti, owner of Bella Systems PA. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
So we're pretty easy to get in touch with. We have a few different ways. You can either reach out over Facebook or our website, which is bellasystems.com, or you can shoot me an email at kevin@bella-systems.com, or our phone number is 570-431-7616.
Thank you so much. Pat, would you like to review a listing, please?
Yes, we have a 2,400 square foot, 6-bedroom, 2-bath home at 523 East Warren Street in Dunmore for $245,000. This home sits on a corner 65 by 110 lot. It's got off-street parking and a detached 2-car garage. This car has great room sizes, hardwood floors, a newer roof, a new water fireplace. This home won't last long at this price, so make an appointment to see 523 East Warren Street in Dunmore for $245,000, and that's listed by Dan Callahan of our office.
Oh, thank you, Pat. I'd like to say hello to Dr. Glenn Zulata, who listens to us frequently. Hello, hope you hear us, and I'll see you soon. My special sponsor this week is Compass Health Systems. They are locally owned. It's an organization dedicated to offering a wide range of services for individuals in Northeast PA. Their offerings include personalized behavioral health support, educational services, early intervention, as well as occupational, physical, and speech therapy for individuals from infancy to adulthood with unique needs. They aim to empower positive outcomes one person at a time. Currently, they provide in-person services in Lackawanna, Susquehanna, Wayne, Carbon, Monroe, and Pike counties, along with virtual services available statewide. If you or your child would benefit from these services, visit compass-health.org or call 570-280-2800. That's 570-280-2800. And before we go to break, 70% of homeowners reported signs of maintenance issues. This is from Hippo survey. Home maintenance problems occur year-round, no matter what day, time of the year it is. 70% of homeowners reported sounds or odors that signaled underlying maintenance issues. Of those, 44% reported finding serious problems, while 25% reported minor problems. So what are they finding? What are they finding? What are the top issues?
A loose toilet bowl where the smell comes up through the house. How many times have we seen that?
Right. Well, number one is water damage. That seemed to appear out of nowhere. That's 45% reported that. Number two, mysterious drafts that were a sign of poor installation or leaks. 3, odd odors coming from hidden spaces leading to bigger problems like mold. 4, creaking floors that hinted at structural issues.
That hints at a very old house. You walk around.
5 was flickering lights or electrical issues that could have been fire hazards. 20% reported that. So home maintenance issues can be scary. And of those surveyed, 63% said they would rather deal, get this, with a ghost haunting their attic.
Oh, wait, we did a show about that.
Not too long ago. They'd rather deal with a haunting than a pipe breaking in their ceiling. And to prevent issues from becoming nightmares, homeowners should schedule regular inspections from professionals, invest in preventative maintenance, and review homeowner insurance coverage. How many times have we said this on the show? So that you know what's covered before a disaster strikes.
Right. Get a home inspection before you sell the home.
Right. Good stuff. Stay with the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. We'll be right back. In your past real estate experiences, did you find most agents were mediocre? At Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate, we defy mediocrity by being relentless. Don't settle for average. Contact the Relentless at Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate. We have an excellent track record of serving the community for 50 plus years. Call 570-344-6724 or visit jruddy.com. That's jruddy.com. Back in the studio with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
And we're back.
With Kevin Conti, owner of Bella Systems PA. Bella Systems provides storage solutions, closet space, organization for homes, home offices, garage space.
That's the stuff you see when you open the magazine and these beautiful closets with the drawers and everything hanging.
Yeah.
That's a level 4.
Yeah.
It's the dream. You walk in and everything's organized.
Yeah.
If someone out there is assessing their current storage spaces and they identify areas for improvement, what would you tell them to consider before starting a customization project?
Well, before starting anything is find out everything you have that you plan to keep and store in that area.
So he's saying throw out.
Declutter.
Yes.
Throw out your crap.
Yeah, pretty much. I went to a garage the other day, and when I say it was full, it was a 3-car garage, and you couldn't walk in. And they were, they wanted to get ideas. And I said, well, first thing you got to do is get rid of all the stuff in here so we see what we're working with.
Yeah, Did you ever walk away from a project?
I've walked away from projects for not so much that reason. It's really cleanliness, reasons.
Yes, I understand that.
Right. So...
All right.
So if you haven't worn clothes in 3 years, maybe it's time to give it to the Salvation Army or somebody.
Yeah, you got to make a rule. It's like if you haven't worn it for a few years, put it in the bag and give it away. Otherwise it sits there for 10, 15 years, and then the dust mites take it on, and
And yeah, then it becomes a part of the home.
Yep.
All right. So,
It's
what
all in
are
one.
the most common storage issues facing homeowners? And what are the custom solutions? I mean, everybody's different, I know, but is there something that you find over and over and over again?
Just people not utilizing the space as well as they could. It all usually stems back to those wire shelves where they'll have one or two layers in it, and they have it completely packed, but you can only do so much with that because you're not taking advantage of all the space you actually have. The storage that they put in there with those shelvings it's already a cluttered solution. So once you start putting stuff in there, it's already going to be cluttered because they'll have their double wire shelf, but you can't take advantage of any of the shelving on that first rack because all the clothes on top of it hits it. So,
Well, you add a lot of value because you're coming in as a professional and you know how to maximize space and you know how to create a polished look. I don't think Joe homeowner who goes to a big box store who has only a certain amount of product to select from can do what you do.
You're definitely limited if you're trying to go online and buy stuff. You're definitely limited because, for multiple reasons. One, you don't know the quality you're getting. Two, you have to install this if you've never installed it before and you're not, in a sense, someone who does this kind of stuff for a living, any construction field, you're really not going to know as it's in a sense it's simple, but at the same time it's not because you need to know what to look for when you're installing so you get the best you get it secure as good as you can. So you don't have that issue in the middle of the night where things fall. You're going to be limited to dimensions you can use. You might have a very odd shaped closet. You're not going to be able to hit those dimensions down to the 16th of an inch or even however close it comes to that, that 16th. They're going to usually limit you to, say, 12, 18, 24, maybe 30, 36, whereas opposed to we're everything in between, so we can maximize as close to the walls as we can get. And we can go, as high as we want. So there's a lot that you could take advantage of from us coming into, using different dimensions and getting the most out of every little inch you can in your closet as opposed to you can going out to a big box store.
Okay. Kevin, you do free estimates.
Correct.
You design these.
Correct.
And you have a 3D program.
Correct.
And then you install.
Correct.
So it's you from start to finish.
Yep.
You're the point of contact.
I'm the point of contact for everything. When you call up originally, I answer the phone. I'm the one that comes to your house. Depending if you have time, I'll sit down with you. I'll design the whole project with you on the spot. If you don't have a lot of time, I'll take the measurements. I'll take them back. I'll design it, and I'll send you an email with a link to where you can view everything in 3D. You could take your notes down, say, I don't like this, or I like this, or move X, Y, and Z. And it's as simple for me as a click of a button to change sizes and move things around. And then, I can come back, and if you want to move forward, it's as simple as moving forward at that point.
Okay. Do you have any real-life success stories where you've transformed something considerably?
Oh, plenty. We went to one house. It was an odd-shaped closet. It was probably, I want to say, 6 by 13, and you couldn't walk in it. So we, it's only so much you can work with at that point, but we were able to come in, take advantage of the whole perimeter of the top section of it, even over the doors, and they had more room than they knew what to do with at that point.
Wow. Really?
Did you ever think of using space over the door?
Never.
Yep.
Not in 100 years
Never.
would I have thought that.
Never.
I could put a bridge across where you could take advantage of that room. I mean, it at that point, it's just how deep you want to make it. We can usually, when you're doing something like that, you try not to go too deep because obviously you want to be able to see it, use it, and whatnot. But generally 12 to 16 inches deep, where you could put, if you're just putting boxes up, you could get, that this was about a 4.5 foot door frame, give or take, and they're able to take advantage of all the extra space to the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
How many boxes of shoes could you put up there?
I know.
Questions?
Yeah.
Lots.
All right. Do you have any tips for organizing on a budget, like affordable ways to make closets look high-end?
Ooh,
There's some suggestions like do matching hangers, adding dividers, repurposing household items, basket hooks,
it's
better lighting.
lighting will give you your better, image, but it really comes down to, as always, what you're dealing with. If you have tons of hanging stuff and it's not in your budget to put a whole system in, you put a cleat on the wall, put some hooks, you could take advantage of that.
You ever see people put milk crates down in the bottom and use those as like little cubbies? Or is that not very successful?
It's usually for CD records.
Oh, for records? Oh, that's a good idea.
We'll do that for records. My mom did that for the longest time.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, how about pantries? We talked about everything else, but pantries are huge. Buyers want pantries in the kitchen. What do you see in there and what matters most?
So pantries, it's almost like a walk-in closet to an extent. It's what you're storing. If you don't have a big kitchen, but you have a pretty big pantry, sometimes people they'll do, the first half of the height of the room will pretty much be a countertop, so they could put their mixers and stuff like that on it. Below, they'll put shelves. Maybe they'll pull out baskets in it for the bread and whatnot. And then up top, there'll be more shelves. And if they want, they can close them off. We could put doors on it as well. I mean, some people, if you're keeping it simple, you just put shelves all around. It's really what you think you're going to put there and how much is going to be.
Very heavy, right? Because I would say that the stuff in the pantry is heavy, right?
Well, we did it wrong, according to Kevin, because on our top shelf, where I cannot reach, I need a ladder.
Well, that's because we have 9.5-foot ceilings.
Yeah, we put the Cuisinart.
Yeah, because nobody uses it. We should get rid of it. Nobody's used it in 3 years.
We put the heavy stuff up there.
A lot of times people will do the 24 inches deep on the bottom section, and the top bench only do 16 inches deep. So like I said, it really depends what you're storing. And then you go from there. I mean, if you have tons and tons of, KitchenAid mixers, if you're a professional chef to an extent, you know what you're looking for.
No, we are not.
We're not.
So.
No, we're not.
Especially me. I'm not.
Jackie makes the best reservations you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, it gets dusty
She
up
can
there,
get you in anywhere.
I like it. I'll take it.
Okay. So, Kevin Conti, owner of Bella Systems. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
Pretty simple to get in touch with. We have our Facebook page at Bella Systems. We have our website, which is bellasystems.com. I have my personal email, which is kevin@bella-systems.com. You can feel free to reach out there anytime. And then our phone number is 570-431-7616.
In Northeast PA, we do have a lot of gun owners, hunters. And so do you do storage solutions?
Yeah, of course. We've actually done walk-in closets for people that, they're cabin houses out in the Poconos where they have lots of rifles and guns. So what we'll usually wind up doing is we'll design it around that. So we'll have, doors with locks on them for ammo and whatnot. And then we can build units around gun safes. So all we need is the dimensions of the gun safe, and we can make the depth, the width, the height, and make it so you can open the door for the safe, throw everything in, close it, lock it, and then have another door that goes over it that locks it that nobody knows the wiser whether it's hanging closed or anything. So it's a nice way to, hide away stuff as well, especially if you have kids and whatnot.
So for the guns, you would have a closet inside the closet that closes and locks.
Correct. We can make, separate cabinets. We've done that a lot, especially around safes.
Oh, so it'll keep the little hands off of the guns.
Exactly. So, what most people do is, we can make our cabinet to where it locks for the guns itself and set up stuff for that. But what a lot of people like to do is they'll build a cabinet around the safe as well. So It's almost like not that it's a double order of protection in a sense, but at the same time, if nobody knows it's there,
right,
you're not thinking about it.
First of all, gun safes are big.
Yep.
They're ugly. And they scream, "I have guns."
Yep. They scream, "I have guns," or "I have a bunch of cash in here." So to hide that out of sight is always a positive.
Right, because you don't want to advertise. You don't want people in the house looking around. I mean, even like your friends or friends of my kids or whatever. That's good. That's a great idea.
It's out of sight, out of mind. It's yours. You don't need anybody to know it's there. Even that way, it's nice too. You have a big, nice walk-in closet. People can come, they can see everything, show them what you have, whether you have the island, lighting, whatever you have.
But you're not showing them everything.
That safe is hidden, be like, oh yeah, we have none the wiser, they don't know what's in there.
That's a great idea.
Kevin Conti, thank you so much for your time, owner of Bella Systems PA. We're out of time. Thanks for joining the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate. We're back in next Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m. on 94.3 FM The Talker.